Hello and welcome guys. Today we will be starting some of the main Python library that is very popular for data analysis or scientific calculation, which is named as Numpy and Pandas. So they are very crucial you know uh, libraries for data science as well as for main Python operations. So we will be covering up Numpy in two or three several videos, and then we will be looking at Pandas and then one data analysis project. So it will help you clear all the required information to get start with NumPy and Pandas. So let's get started. So first of all, what is NumPy? So NumPy is like a library written for scientific computation for data analysis. Now it stands for numerical Python. So NUM is like numerical and PY is Python. Now the most basic object in Python is ND array. Okay, so or you can say or you just simply say an array. Okay, so which is an n dimensional homogeneous array. N dimensional means you can make 1D array, 2D array, 3D array. That's why we call it as an n dimensional array. So and also like it's a homogeneous array. Why homogeneous? Because I mean all the element in a NumPy array basically have to be a same data type, which means either float or integer. Okay, that's why it is called as homogeneous array also. Like, and to understand, I mean, what is the advantage of NumPy? So basically we can use it over list, and especially for data analysis. Okay, and it is very more faster than list. Okay, now you can write vectorized code on NumPy arrays, but we can't write vectorized code in list. Okay, Python list. So whichever is convenient or read to write and concise, obviously NumPy. That's why basically it is meant to work with arrays. So NumPy is also like much faster than a standard Python, the way it do the computations. Basically the vectorized code typically do not contain looping and indexing. You make it true false, and then you make it work for the work you are doing, basically filtering xyz. So that you can't do in looping. So that's why it is provide us a way to vectorize our code. So all this happened behind the scene. Basically I mean it's a pre-compiled C code, and that's how like NumPy is basically made. So there are multiple ways of defining NumPy arrays, but before that let me tell you what I will be covering in NumPy. So basically almost everything I am covering here. So from understanding, like just I have told you what is NumPy and all that, from there to creating NumPy arrays, multi-dimensional arrays, and then slicing and computation times. So all of this I will be covering in 2 to 3 videos, so that every single concept is cleared. So let's get started. So first of all, we'll look into like how we simply create how many ways of creating arrays. Okay, so like I said, I mean there is multiple ways of creating arrays. So the very simplest way of creating NumPy arrays using list or tuple. Okay, so and we can also like NumPy provide us np.array function, which will help us initialize array of fixed size. Okay, when the size is known. Also the common way of initializing array, and this is the one which I will going to show you now. Okay, so first of all, to use a NumPy library we have to import the NumPy. Okay, import NumPy as np. So why I have written as np? Because I don't want to call NumPy every time. I want to reference a short name, so that's why we use as here. So next time I want to call NumPy, I will be using np instead of NumPy. So I have ran it, and it's successfully ran. Now we will be creating 1D array. Okay, let's create it. So basically NumPy array, you can create it using list, or you can create it using tuple also. So we'll define one list, that is lis equal to 1 2 3 4 5. Now what you will do, like I said, we have to just put that list inside np.array function. Now you have to just pass the list, and it will create that list. Now if you just print it, our list is created. Now how to identify whether the given item is array or not? You can simply check by using built-in function type. As you can see, it is a NumPy of nd array, or you can just directly check here, it's saying that it is an array. Okay, so this is how you create basic NumPy arrays. Now let's create 2D array. Okay, okay, so basically 2D array means two dimensional. So instead of passing one list, I will be passing two lists. Okay, so let's pass this here. Okay, I will create two lists. So you have to pass it inside list. Okay, because you have two dimensions, so that's why you need to pass two lists. So one is list 1, another one is list 2. Oh, so I have missed the comma. The error is field element must be 2 or 3 tuples, got this many. So basically what this means is, what I'm passing is, I'm passing array in like two different lists. It should be one at the end. So you can consider this as one dimension, this as two dimension. Okay, so that is why the error was coming. Okay, now if I do this, it will give me the 2D array. Okay, now if I print this, you will see it. So this is how we basically define 2D array. So if you want to pass 3D array, you can just add one square bracket and add one another list, and you have to close it, and it will be converted as 3D list. As you can see, the 2D list has been created, and this is how it looks. Okay, one thing to notice here is that it has gave us 3D array, not 2D array. And how I identified it? Because you can see it has three square brackets. So to fix it, what you will do, why first of all, why this happened? Because the list that we have provided are already in a list. Okay, so here we are passing two dimension, and it's already in one dimension. So if we like convert it, it will automatically convert into 3D array. So to to get rid of this situation, what you will do, you will remove these two and just pass it inside one list. Now it will give me the correct 2D form. As you can see, now it's a 2D array. Okay, so hope you understand how to create 1D array or 2D array. So now there is some of the thing that we need to know. In NumPy array, basically there is a dimension that is called as axes. Okay, AXES. Now in 2D array, there is two way to define those axes. One is referred to as columns, and 0 is referred to as rows. One is as cols, 0 is referred as rows. Okay, so we'll see one by one example, so that it basically it clears your idea. So now first of all, I would like to tell you why basically NumPy array is so faster. Because you can write vectorized code on NumPy array, and it is very easy to read and write, and it is very concise, and that's why they are very much faster. Okay, so we'll see here, I mean one by one, how basically we will make it vectorized. Okay, so first of all, we'll define two lists. So basically, after creating the list, let's add some numbers there. So what we will do, we will multiply each of the number with another list. So basically, we'll see two ways. One is list way, another one is NumPy way, and you will get to know which is more convenient and easy to write or easy to read. Okay, so the NumPy way of do it is product equal to, so what we in previous tutorials, what we were doing mapping. Okay, so before mapping you have to typecast into list. Okay, so that it give you result instead of object. Now what you mapping, you want to map, you want to multiply list 1 with list 2, right? So what you will do, lambda x comma y, because there are two items, then you want multiplication of those two lists, and now you will pass the arguments. So I think you guys know what it will return. It will return 1 into 1, 2 into 2, 3 into 4, 5 into 5. Okay, we'll see the output soon. Now if you want to do the same operation using NumPy, so what you will do, simply print list 1, okay, one sec, list 1 into list 2. Okay, before we do that, we need to convert into NumPy. Okay, list 1 array. Now the same thing for list 2. Okay, now you will see how I mean convenient it is to do with NumPy. Okay, so here you will see the both output for both of them will be same. Okay, okay, and okay, now see what is the difference. You can see, right? I mean in list way you have to write anonymous function to make the multiplication in between list 1 and list 2, but using NumPy you just have to convert into NumPy array, and you can directly multiply them, and you will get the same output that the list was giving to you. Okay, so this is how basically NumPy like more concise in way of like coding. Even simple mathematical operation on list require for loop. Okay, unlike with array. For example, to calculate the square of every number in a list, what you guys were doing, you are doing so let's see the example. So li1 equal to, I will do I, so using list comprehension, let's do this basically the expression for I in list 1. Okay, So this is how you were doing squares. But in terms of array, what you will do, in terms of array, how we will do, so you will do print list 1, and you will simply multiply it by 2. Okay, oh, it is already converted. Yeah, now you can see the output, right? I mean, in numpy way you just have to multiply it by square it by 2, like simply just this. But in list way you have to like either you have to do loop way or you have to do in a list comprehension way. So this is how different it is to work with a list and array. So it basically help us get more out of it instead of stuck in multiple lines of code. So this is what the main difference is in between them. Okay, so now we'll look basically some of the like other ways of creating arrays. So let's see. So we'll define one tuple and one list. Okay, tup equal to now one list. Okay, so list way we have already seen, but let me show you that again. Okay, now to convert a tuple or a list to a numpy array, you basically do what you just convert into and pass it into np.array function. Okay, you will pass tuple. So you can see now. Okay, let's print the type also. Okay, let's store it, tup array. And you will pass the list. Okay, now let's check their types. You can also use tab to basically fulfill your shortcuts. So that time I forgot to tell you, but you can use tab to basically show you what all you have defined variables, or so that way you can use this shortcut to fill the full names. Okay, what is happening? Okay, now you can see both are type of array. So like I said, we will be able to create arrays using tuple and a list, and this is how we will be creating tuples and arrays using tuples and list. So that's all for today, guys. In the next tutorial, basically we will be seeing different built-in function in numpy array, like np1s, np0s. So there are so many ways of creating predefined arrays. So we'll see in next tutorial. Yeah, thank you.